Critical Role Campaign 3 has a serious villain problem. The Witcher 4 is replacing Geralt with Ciri, and how to get free D&D adventures for the holidays.
It's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
Welcome to Fantasy News Friday on the Character Sheet, our wrap-up of all the week's biggest fantasy and TTRPG news. Please take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep videos like this one coming, and then, let's dive into the news. Is Critical Role Campaign 3 ending on a whimper? In the latest Critical Role, Bell's Hells returned to the forefront, and while they were initially in a race against time to save Imogen's mother from being killed and permanently drained by Ludinus, an absolutely insane amount of natural 20s during their hunt for Liliana meant they of course arrived in the nick of time, much to Matt's good-natured frustration.
Natural 20.
Whoa!
And a 1. Let's see if I get 2 20s.
I was just to be a dick. I just saw the one.
However, what ensued was the Hell's 5th or 6th encounter with Ludinus, and like basically all of their encounters with Ludinus or his clones, they came out on top pretty handily. And of course saved Liliana and managed to trap the campaign's main antagonist in a force cube, because Ludinus, Exandria's oldest and most powerful mage, just can't seem to win or have any defenses against Bell's Hells somehow. It's become very hard to take Ludinus as a threat when in the last year we've seen his ambitions thwarted time and time again by the Hells, a much lower level group of adventurers back then, and honestly only Odahan, his subordinate, seemed to really be the threat to the group. Ludinus meanwhile just sort of highlights something we learned back in Campaign 2 of Critical Role, when the Mighty Nine just stomped Trent Ickathon and literally glued his hands together to stop him from casting spells. A single regular wizard, even at level 20, is just no match for a high-level party. Ludinus has no legendary resistances to help him with saving throws, only a single reaction, and no apparent anti-magic defenses or artifacts despite being a wizard alive for like 1,000 years. Which explains a wizard of his level somehow falling victim to a force cage, and every time they run into him or his clones, he just comes up short because of it. Ludinus has sort of become the Kylo Ren of Critical Role, minus the redemption arc. The bad guy who you know isn't really the main bad guy and who just can't ever seem to get that win over the good team. Not only in combat, but somehow even getting his entire plan to broadcast the gods destroying Aeor thwarted as well over some deception rolls. It just seems like Ludinus is somehow no match for the Bell's Hells, and as he remains temporarily trapped in a force cage, we just hope that somehow Predathos can offer more of a real challenge as we look to start 2025 with the final 2 or so episodes of Campaign 3.
If it comes to that, it's been a pleasure, all of you.
In other Critical Role news, their new Universes card game, Critical Role Heroes of Exandria, has an official release date and some new details. The new card game will launch on March 7th, 2025 to celebrate Critical Role's 10th anniversary, and feature not only booster packs full of Mighty Nine and Vox Machina heroes, and some iconic villains like the Briarwoods, it will also feature a Percy starter deck and a Bow starter deck, so you can choose which campaign's hero you want to start your initial collection with. With some pretty awesome artwork and the ability to be played in the Universes system with other amazing Universes collabs like Attack on Titan, this could be one of 2025's hottest selling card games when it releases in early March.
Where mighty heroes are forged.
The Game Awards were last night and they dropped 2 huge bombshells on fans this year. The first one being that not only has Geralt officially been replaced by Ciri in The Witcher 4, as the trailer and statements from CD Projekt Red confirm, but Ciri will be heading up 2 more Witcher games as she becomes the star of her own trilogy of games, just like Geralt was. While the move angered some fans, as did CD Projekt Red's lore designer saying that Ciri was more important to the plot of The Witcher than Geralt, the game itself does look pretty amazing, with a slightly more mature version of Ciri suited up in her full Witcher gear and taking up Geralt's monster-slaying duties. No release date yet on the new Ciri-led Witcher 4, but we do know that it will be the same single-player style RPG experience fans have come to expect from The Witcher, and hopefully sometime in 2026, fans will have the chance to see if they agree with CD Projekt Red that The Witcher quote, was always about Ciri, as a developer confirms they're trying to avoid a Cyberpunk 2077 style launch disaster by giving the Witcher 4 game all the time it needs to get fully polished before release.
There are no gods here. There are only monsters.
The second big bombshell of the Game Awards came in the form of Elden Ring Nightreign, which is a new co-op standalone spin-off of the Elden Ring game, where players can team up with 2 other friends to take on monsters in the Limgrave area of Elden Ring. Basically, it seems very much like Elden Ring meets Monster Hunter, and the game itself looks pretty damn impressive. Nightreign, which is coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC in 2025, will feature a slightly shrunk down version of the Limgrave area from Elden Ring with randomly generated monsters and structures to explore and fight, and is being called a condensed RPG experience and built around a shorter playtime as you and your friends race to clear Limgrave of brand new boss monsters, with each session limited to under an hour, as the available area to explore, called the Ring of Rain, shrinks every 15 minutes, kind of like the ring in Fortnite, encouraging faster play and combat. So if you're looking for a more fast-paced co-op Elden Ring experience, check out Elden Ring Nightreign when it drops in 2025.
The night is far from over.
And finally, why not celebrate the holiday season with some free adventures from Dungeons & Dragons and Kobold Press this year? D&D is offering a ton of free content with its 12 days of D&D promotion, including multiple sets of digital dice on D&D Beyond, free setting guides like Baldur's Gate Gazetteer and the Radiant Citadel, and adventures like The Lost Caverns of Sokanth and Uni and the Hunt for the Lost Horn. They can all be claimed for free with your D&D Beyond account, so if you want to improve your D&D Beyond collection for the new year, make sure you grab them all for free this December. And not to be outdone, Kobold Press is offering their own Adventure Calendar. Get it? Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in December, they're releasing D&D 5e compatible digital content for free, like Shards of the Spellforge, The Shoulders of Giants, and even their sci-fi 5e supplement Reach for the Stars. So make sure you also head on over to Kobold Press's website to get even more D&D 5e adventures, setting books, and more from the biggest third-party publisher around this holiday season. And that's all the time we have for Fantasy News Friday. Let us know which story was your favorite in the comments, and please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.